You only have one life to live, so get the most out of it. On Good Life, Great Life, join me, Brian Highfield, and my guests as we share success stories, habits, mindsets, and lessons learned by successful people. These lessons are not taught in schools, but are critical for getting ahead in life. Whether you want a successful business or career, optimal health, or a lifestyle that most people just dream of, Good Life, Great Life has you covered. After retiring from a successful corporate career in my 40s, I founded multi-million-dollar businesses in the sports and healthcare arenas. Now, I help everyday people maximize their lives and speak regularly at seminars, on podcasts, and radio shows to share principles on the topics of health, wealth, and happiness. Don't let a good life get in the way of a great life. Join me today on Good Life, Great Life. Well, welcome to another episode of Good Life, Great Life. And so today we have with us Kalyan Gautham. So Kalyan is the co-founder and CEO of WATT. So welcome to the program, Kalyan.
Thanks for having me.
For sure. Well, we want to get to know you a little bit and about what inspired you to be an entrepreneur, to go out there and help businesses, and ultimately found this company with WATT. So tell us a little bit about how that all happened.
That's an interesting question. So I was a management consultant prior to becoming an entrepreneur. So as a consultant, I believe all that I was doing was travel around the world, present presentations that no one really wanted to see. It's like the clients would be like, we know your brand, our boss already paid you, so please let us know what to do, kind of a conversation. But don't get me wrong, I was really loving my consulting job. It was early in my career. I had many great opportunities to work with Fortune 100 companies and the leadership teams. It was fast learning. I was learning quite a lot, and also I lived in 6 countries. I was learning different cultures, and it was a thing for me. But as I was traveling, I think I was missing something very core in me. I was very, very passionate for social and environmental impact since childhood. I believe I've gotten that from my mom and grandmom. They used to take me as a sidekick in their projects when they were going, and I probably picked up something from their passion. And whenever I go to a different place, a different country, I embrace their local culture, start contributing to their and then I move to a different country. And then I start hearing about something from something happening in the country that I previously lived in, but I'm no more able to contribute to those causes. That started pinching me quite a lot. It happened once, it happened twice, it kept repeating again and again. So then I connected with my friend. I said, hey, let's build a small tool for just myself and him to express solidarity for the causes that we believe in, no matter where we were located, to tell people like, hey, we're not with you, but we still are a part of the movement that you believe in. Here's how you can see how much we believe in and how much we are working for the cause that you believe in. Although it purely started for just 2 of us, our friends started asking for this tool, then friends of friends, then we realized, oh, there's probably greater interest and similar problems being faced by different people. Then I looked into the market, did the market research, and quit my job, started this company full-time. And it has transpired into WATT. It's an acronym for Walk the Talk.
So you kind of quit. So you quit your job to start this company. So you didn't like start it while you were still working. This was like kind of a cold cut, and you had a project and you believed in and just started it from there. Is that how that happened?
So it was it was not even a side project. It was something from a product built for just two people, because we had the problem and we just even didn't think that a third person would have the same problem. But then I did the market research, and with my passion, I just wanted to do it full time later.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the feelings you had there, because I know a lot of people right now are thinking about starting a business. They may be working a job, or maybe they already quit or were let go and doing something. And that can be a scary process, from going from a quote safe, secure paycheck and to then do something that they're passionate about. So what were your feelings, and what did you have any anxiety about that?
Sure. Great question again. I did a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
Right since the beginning, probably I did more mistakes than the correct things that I did as an entrepreneur. I'm a first-time entrepreneur, and then when I was working on this idea, I was very passionate about it. I didn't think of the business model or anything as a startup. I was like, oh, there's a problem and there is a market for the problem. I thought I identified a good thing for the startup, and then I wanted to just do it full time, because consulting job is very tiresome. It takes away almost all the time that we have. So I wasn't able to do a startup on the side of the consulting job. But when I was quitting the job, I did have this at the back of my mind. At least I can get another job if the startup fails. But I didn't feel it as a big risk, but I was more driven by the passion. So I moved out, and then I started interviewing different people, connecting with different people on the ground, and started to build a actual product as something that can go live for a great number of people. That's when I realized the importance of a sustainable idea and a business model. Then I started thinking all about the business. Then we did major pivots from then, when we started to now what we are. I would, thinking back, if I were to redo it, probably I would have done like a businessman to do a startup, than just purely on passion driven by social impact. I mean, it's great to have that, to be driven by social impact, but when we're doing a startup, we need to understand that it's also business. So people have to come with both the mindsets.
Yeah, so that's one lesson learned. What are some other lessons that you kind of learned along the way, and this whole experience of starting up what is now a very successful business?
Yeah, sure. So many things. So one thing, I've always been an independent person. I wanted to do things my way, and something that's different from everyone kind of a person. When I started doing the startup, most entrepreneurs, I believe, whom I have come across, are kind of individualistic people. They're driven and they think they can do what they're doing, and it's very hard for them to ask help from others. So what I learned, one of the very initial lessons and very important lessons, is to ask for help. Go out. We can't do it alone. It's a huge thing. We're not good at everything. We probably are good at maybe one or two things of a million things that are required for a startup. Then what I did is started onboarding advisors, mentors very quickly, so that each one can help me with things that weren't possible by myself. And of course, then start building the team, which can help me in parts which I am not able to do it myself. All of that. That's definitely one thing I would suggest anyone to do. Then generally we look at product market fit, which is a very well-spoken thing. But what's little less spoken is founder market fit. Founder market fit. In the sense, when I started it in B2C business. But I had literally no experience in B2C business. I was a consultant. I was totally into B2B market. So as an entrepreneur, when we start business, there are too many variables for us to conquer. And the objective of it for us has to be like, reduce these variables as many as possible. In the sense, if I'm good at B2B, start with the B2B side of it. Don't take up a new challenge, because already you're a first-time entrepreneur. Probably you have never raised money from investors, so that's also a challenge. Or probably you have never made money from a customer directly by a product that you have made already by yourself. All of these are variables, so keep cutting them down as many as possible. That's something which I learned. So we quickly moved to B2B business, which I was very comfortable with, and then it started being so sustainable from then on. Then comes, of course, founder investor fit. That's also something that was very hard for me to learn, because it's very lucrative once we get a term sheet from an investor that, oh, this is the term sheet, and then it's very hard to, we work a lot to get investments, and it's very hard to say no to someone when you have the money right in front of you.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very important lesson that I've learned on a long term that would help a lot of founders.
Awesome. All good stuff. So basically simplify everything, because there's so many variables, so many things to think about, that you can get mired in the complexity of everything. And so your advice is really just to focus on the most important things there. What is there a particular book or anything that you read that just had a significant impact on you, or maybe multiple books that you would recommend to any type of business leader, people wanting to become a business leader, or maybe want to become a successful entrepreneur?
Oh yeah, that's a great question again. So I am generally a self-driven person, so I keep getting motivated. I'm highly energized most of the time. But then there is often times that comes where I seek for inspiration from many other sources, and books definitely are one of those sources. For me, the kind of books I read are real life stories or biographies and real life experience books, rather than those which say, hey, here are the 5 things that you need to do for success. That just puts me off. I don't say they're bad, but it's just not for me definitely, I would suggest anyone to look for who their idols are, and read about their biographies and seek for lessons from their lives. I can tell, like my idols like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk or many others across, be from business or outside, but it's a very personal choice for many entrepreneurs. Outside of that, one of very, very lovely books I've read, and I actually read it multiple times, and each time I learned new lessons, is The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Anson. So yeah, I think that's one thing I would suggest anyone to read.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry, it's by Ben Horowitz. Hard Thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's an interesting take, because a lot of people think, well, I just need to go read a how-to book, by a successful person. But reading about their personal stories and their life, you can glean a lot of things from that. And I was thinking Steve Jobs as you're describing. I was thinking Steve Jobs, and that was the first name that you mentioned, and Elon Musk. And so I'm sure those will be wonderful reads to just look into their mind a little bit. Tell us a little bit about WATT, what it is, because it sounds very, very intriguing type of idea to me. So explain to our audience exactly what the whole idea behind WATT.
Sure. WATT is the world's first platform for virtual charity walks and running events. Our customers describe us as Fitbit for a cause. So let's say there's a Boston Marathon that you and I want to participate in. The only way we can participate is fly all the way to Boston, right? Because we don't belong to Boston right now. And even for the organizers to organize such events at multiple locations and occasions takes a lot of capital and human resources. What we do is we digitize them in a way that people can simply download our applications, select the events that they want to participate in, and literally start walking for them from anywhere they are on the planet. Our apps count every footstep that they take, create stories of such people walking across the world. In the process, help the organizers get larger global outreach, and also help them raise funds for these causes that they're working towards.
So it's so for example, I mean, Zoom took meetings virtually. You're now taking these charity walks and runs and now creating virtual events that people can participate in anywhere in the world.
Yeah, exactly. But they also physically participate, although they are remotely participating.
Yeah, no, it's a great concept, and I'm sure it got a lot of usage during the pandemic here the past couple of years, since maybe they couldn't participate in those types of charity events before. So that's an awesome idea. And you obviously have passion for this. It's for great causes. And I think that helped motivate you in creating this business and doing that and putting in the long hours and the late nights and to get this up and running. So does your passion drive you for that? I mean, obviously the answer is yes, but explain that to people.
Sure. I've always been a technology-driven person, so I love what is coming in, the new technologies that are coming in the world and how they solve problems for the world. And on the other side of me is also an impact-driven person that wanted to do social and environmental good to the world and give back to the society that I have gained myself. So for me, WATT is a perfect place that can combine these two words. We are a technology platform that does social and environmental good to the world. There couldn't be a happier cocoon that I could have built for myself than WATT.
Awesome. No, I think it's a fantastic story, and I think it's something people need to check out. So speaking of that, how can our audience find out more about WATT or be able to connect with you?
Sure. We are available on our website is wa-tt.com. Hopefully we move to a better domain. That's one of the struggles of startups not being able to afford better domains. But you can also connect with us directly on the applications. We are on both Play Store and App Store. You just have to search for WATT, our application. They can also reach out to me directly on LinkedIn. I'm Kalyan Gautham. So
awesome, good stuff. Well, really appreciate your participation today, Kalyan. And so our guest today has been Kalyan Gautham, who's been is the co-founder and CEO of WATT. You can visit that at wa-tt.com. So thank you again, Kalyan.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian, for having me.